Okay, the Georgia Navigator Cup 2023, also the U.S. Junior Champs. And I had the crazy idea of going out the weekend before and running all the BrownX courses, total of 11.6K in one day. This is the second course. This would be your Saturday, which is 4.3K. And of course, full disclaimer, I was one of the volunteers. I course set Friday. I vetted Saturday and Sunday. I put out the stands. I put out a bunch of controls. Yeah, so I've been everywhere. The only thing I haven't done is actually run a course and do the legs and navigate that way, which is different from betting. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. This is Saturday's course. Like I said, 4.3K. And I've already run one course, so I'm slowing up a little. Okay, here's your first three controls. Let you look at that for a second. And here we go with my track. It's pretty thick there at the beginning. You know, I could have gone around everything to the left. I sort of bulled my way through and went around to the right. These small brown dots in that pattern are, broken ground. So we're looking for a ditch. No problem. Number 2. Now this looks difficult, but actually all you want to do is skirt around the southern side of that spur without going too far up and without going too far down. So we cross the reentrant, we head up over the spur. These are 5-meter contours. So yeah, it does feel steep at times. I'm contouring along the southern end of this spur. Maybe I'm drifting a little high. And then I'm going to angle off to my right and right down into that dot knoll. Number 3. This leg is about counting ditches and gullies. So we're going to run in that general direction, and we're going to count them off as we go. Here's a rootstock with a ditch. That's number 1. Here's a gully. That's number 2. There's a smaller ditch, number 3. Series of small ditches and right into this pile of rocks. No problem. Number 4. Yeah, the goal is to get across that stream and up the spur on the other side. So I'm going to try to go as straight as possible. Nothing in my way, really, except fallen trees. Somehow get across this stream. Fell. Fall number 1. Up on the spur. And once you get up on the spur, don't continue to go up. That will lead you off to the right. You want to contour along until you hit the ditches. No problem. And then right in the ditches is a rootstock. Number 5. Now this number 5 is really a turning control. Instead of going straight from 4 to 6, which might give away the location of 4 to people behind you, you put in a little turning control off to the side. Hopefully it's easy. Go along till you get to the first gully. There it is. Now here's your 5. Long leg. Long legs tend to scare people. I don't know why. The only thing you need to do is break it up into smaller pieces. My plan here is to go to that spur, number 1. No problem. We're climbing. Up to the top of the spur. And then we're going to go around to the left of the spur, the west side, and contour along. When I say contour along, I mean I'm running level. I'm not going up, I'm not going down. There's a lot of small rock underfoot at FDR, which doesn't help with your footing. And I'm doing okay until I get along in here somewhere and I start to drift down too much. It's one of the problems with contouring is it's easy to drift down because it's easier running if you drift down. I should have stayed higher. And I could see the houses off to the left. So I knew I was, at this point, I knew I had drifted too far down. So I started correcting. Whereas now I have crossed the big reentrant and I'm going up contours. And these little brown lines with the dot, you know, those are ruined earth walls. The early farmers tried to control erosion by making these terraces. So now I'm too far to the left, so I'm correcting back to the right. And you can't miss this control. No way. A stream or a spring in the bottom of the reentrant. Yeah. So that very long leg was actually pretty easy. Here's your number 7. And this should also be easy. The reentrant that's going off to the northeast there, or east, points you right at the control. I mean, right at it. All you got to do is use this reentrant as a linear feature. Use the bottom of the reentrant as a linear feature. And you're just running along in the bottom, heading up towards the spur at the top. There is no saddle up there. So you cross over, and then you start looking. Where's the rootstock? Where's the rootstock? There it is over there. Down past the rootstock, down the ditch, into the control. Now here's another long leg, and just like the leg before, you can simplify this easily. I didn't do the best job simplifying or at the beginning here because I headed off a little bit too far to the north. I wanted to cross over the where that road comes into the parking lot in Forks. That's where I wanted to be. But yeah, seemed a little thick in there, which of course it should have been with the green bar and the medium green and the light green. Eventually I came out there at where the road hits the entrance to the parking lot. But I didn't stay. Immediately down, cross the other road, down again. Now, if you looked at the rest of that leg, it looks complicated, but actually you're crossing a stream, contouring along a spur, and then you're going to be faced with some rocks right ahead of you, which may or may not be widely visible. But there's a reentrant on the other side, and that reentrant leads you up and over and down to the control. So that's my plan. I did see this trail for just a second, which is helpful for, you know, checking where you are, but I wasn't using the trail actually. Coming down here, I'm going to cross this stream, and I can see the hill with the rocks off to my right. So I know I'm in the right place. Now up this reentrant, should cross a broad, flat spur and down into the next reentrant, and it should be right there behind a rootstock. So yeah, these long legs are not difficult if you just break them up into smaller sections. 8 to 9. And this really big gully should just lead me right down there. Not running down the gully, I'm just, keeping it off to my side as a handrail. Cross the stream again. Up onto this next spur. And really, it's hard to miss this one too, because there's a big reentrant on the other side of the spur. And my control is off to the lower left area of that big reentrant. And right into the tape. All right, closing in on the finish here. Number 10. And I'm just ignoring the road. I mean, I could go up to the road and down it just a short section and then in, but that would take more time and energy to climb up there, so I don't even bother. I did drift off too far to the left. I saw rootstocks. Okay, I need to go around to the left of the rootstocks. I mean, the right of the rootstocks. But then I realized, I'm in the middle of the rootstocks. Turn more to the right, down, and there it is. And now 11 to the finish. Yeah, there's a lot of green there. You could go to the west of the green or the east of the green. The advantage of the east of the green is there's an old road and clearing, so I headed immediately for that. Hit the road, started running down that, and then down through the clearing. I mean, looking at it, it might be shorter to go on the other side of the green, but yeah, at this point it doesn't matter a whole lot. And up through the cheering crowds, which are not there for another week, and to the finish. Oh, there you go. That was my second course of the day. I did that in 55 minutes. Getting slower. Thanks for watching.